Guys, one of the questions we get here is like, how do I judge the value of a shooting class? So can you explain to the public what criteria or guidelines or suggestions you would have for people to understand what's a good quality, valuable gun course?
Yeah, that's a good question because there's several of them out there that they might do a 3-hour PowerPoint presentation and then take you out to a back of a building and hand you a gun. It won't be your gun. They'll hand you a gun, allow you to shoot maybe 2 rounds into a target of some sort. Then they'll take that gun away from you and then they'll say that is good enough, even though it does meet the requirements for the state to get your concealed carry permit, but it teaches you nothing. So all you're really doing is just buying a certificate. So there's value in the amount of lessons that you learn in a firearms course, whether it's a concealed weapons permit course, which is very important because in a concealed weapons permit, if you're carrying a gun, there's going to be a lawyer attached to every round that you send down range. So it's very important to get those fundamentals down. Go to a course that you shoot multiple rounds, not just 2, but multiple rounds. Do transitions, do trigger set, reset, trigger control, sight picture, sight alignment, drawn from a holster, because where would you be carrying your gun? Probably in a holster, so you might want to learn how to do that. So there's value in, even though some courses may be more expensive, but that's the value of what you're going to learn.
Yeah, I mean most instructors that are doing selling your certificate, really, they don't have any. They don't care about the individual students. They don't have no vested interest in you and your safety. They're just running you through a class. They're getting that certificate. Then once you shoot 2 rounds, there you go. Get out of here. Next group comes in. I know your classes, I've helped with them, I've been in them. You care about every single student in here, and if somebody's got a weakness, you address it. If somebody has a strength, you address it and give them warnings of what this may or may not do. There's a vested interest in every single student, and then you have a lengthy, I would say a lengthy class, but a class that's full of information, a lot of information, and it's not a very long class, but everything's got value to it. And then when you get onto the range, you're letting them shoot their weapon from their holster and giving them tips and tricks to make them better and more safe with those. Because I know where we're from, where we do it, we're not allowed to do that. We can't do it at all. And we're worried about the safety after the fact of them passing the class.
Yeah, so it's, in the classes here, instead of just going there and doing a PowerPoint presentation and then maybe shooting a couple rounds, you want somebody, a professional instructor who's going to diagnose the issue that you're having, fix that so that it makes you a more confident and competent shooter. So let's not look at value like being, well, it's like, I put it this way, where I was a bouncer at a nightclub years ago, and the manager came up with, if you pay peanuts, you're going to get monkeys. So if you're just out to just buy a certificate, yeah, it's going to get you there, but at least continue training. That's the main thing. You got to continue that training.
And even the instructors, I know you still train and you're still finding new ways to teach stuff and get the points across. I know I come here to learn more. Good instructors always trying to do better, get better, and produce better. Some people, they just don't care. It's a process, it's a mill.
Yeah, it's kind of like, we've done martial arts together for years and years and years. And we've seen it even in the martial arts community where somebody will be in a certain style and they will get their first degree black belt, and then they'll break off and they'll go open a school and they will walk around and thinking they're it. And all of a sudden, I don't know how they do it, not being affiliated with anybody, they're all of a sudden become 5th degree, 6th degree masters of their martial arts, even though they only got a 1st degree black belt, which means you understood the basics. So it's kind of the same thing with the firearms. You might get your white belt, like a basic pistol class, but you have to continue training.
Nothing beats training.
So when you're looking for a shooting course, make sure you're going to fire more than 2 rounds. Make sure the instructor is going to be able to work with you, diagnose those issues, work on your fundamentals, make sure you have the proper grip. Stance is a luxury that you can have when you're on a flat range and nobody's shooting back at you, because there's a lot of dynamic courses that I teach that you're not gonna have the perfect stance. So look at more into where the instructor is gonna take you further into how to really function that firearm.
Absolutely.
All right, very good. We look forward to seeing you here at Shadow Hawk Defense or,
TACT LLC, Long Island, New York.
all right.
We just have to sit here. We just can't move. Don't move. Don't move. Stretch, stretch, stretch.